You got the touch.
This is Stan Bush, and this epic video from Optibotimus truly has the touch.
This is Optibotimus coming to you with another video review, and today we're going to be taking a look at something extremely special. Now, back in 2011, when I went to my very first BotCon, the only thing I really actually bought beyond the exclusive figures that were available, like from FunPub just by themselves, was a Generation 1 Sixshot. And that's what we're taking a look at today. Now, I've been wanting to do this review for a very long time, and I just kept putting it off, and I said, you know what? I'm finally going to get this thing done. Now, this was probably one of the best deals that I could see at BotCon for this guy. I don't remember exactly how much I paid for him, but I know I paid less than $100 for a complete, mint, and in perfect condition G1 Sixshot. Now, Sixshot's always been kind of, well, an intriguing figure for me. Again, growing up, my parents didn't have a lot of money, so figures like this I never was able to really get. A lot of my Transformers actually came secondhand, that I bought at flea markets, garage sales, things like that. And I never had this guy. My friend had him, but Sixshot was always a very fun toy. Now, in terms of the cartoon, he only appeared in one episode, at least in terms of the American cartoon. That was in the Rebirth. Now, the first episode of the fourth and final season of Transformers showed Sixshot and other Decepticons arriving on Cybertron to try to steal the key to the plasma energy chamber. It was at this time that Sixshot was ordered by Galvatron to attack the aerial bots. And what he basically did was transform into his 6 different modes to basically annihilate them. And yes, I said 6 different modes. Now, the last time that we saw him was in part 3 of the Rebirth, where he was fighting Fort Max. Now, he continued on in the Headmaster series, and he had a very prominent role, but I never saw it. But there's a lot of really cool things about this guy that really were revealed in that Headmaster series. In it, he's basically characterized as a ninja, and in line with that, possesses a lot of additional abilities and powers that disguise and distract from a lot of other things, kind of like a ninja would do. It's established that he can generate basically up to 5 holographic duplicates of himself, and in doing so, they all can take on different forms. So with him having 6 different modes, you can have 5 holograms in one mode, and the 6 being him, he can have another mode. But that's not really all. I mean, the holograms can be nothing but holographic images that weapon fire can actually pass through it, or he can be solid, or have his holograms be solid and inflict damage themselves. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. He also possesses the ability to disguise himself in various other ways, either by simply making himself invisible or disguising himself to basically mimic other beings and objects. I mean, this guy really was a very cool character that, if I did go back and watch Headmasters, he's probably one I would absolutely love. Now, as I mentioned, he is the very first Six Changer, and it's later revealed that he's the father of an Autobot who's also a Six Changer, and that guy's name is Quick Switch. Now, I don't know how robots have kids, but if I ever got Quick Switch, odds are I would just say that they're one's made by the Decepticons, one's made by the Autobots, and they're used to battle each other as a way to kind of be the yin to their yang, I suppose. But as I said, a Six Changer. Now, what you see right here is basically what you call his car mode, and these are all Cybertronian, and really, they're not the best looking, so you're not getting a heck of a lot, but the fact that he has 6 different modes is really impressive. Now, as you can see, he is a little front heavy because the wheels are all here in the back. You got one here in the center, you got one here in the back. You got nothing here in the front. Now, you do have some wheels here on the bottom. You got one here, and you got one here, as well as one right here in the center, just to kind of help balance things out. And if you're going like this, and it's very squeaky, but that's really all you're able to do. He does have his handguns mounted up on here, so, I mean, car-wise, this is what you're looking at. Now, the next mode we're going to go to is his jet mode, so I'm going to remove these, take those off just like so, set those off to the side, come around here to the front section, bring these in, tab these together just like so, take these wings, straighten them out like that, flip them around, kind of get these out of the way like so, then bring these around just like that. Again, kind of tuck these up underneath. Then you want to rotate these. Well, actually, I should have did that before. You want to rotate these around just like so. And you know what? And honestly, I actually think that I screwed something up. He does have an extra joint here where you can rotate this down and around like so. So really, his vehicle mode is not all that bad. Let me see if I can really kind of lining this up a whole lot. Or I'm sorry, his truck mode. So then it's a better driving car, I suppose. So I'm sorry about that, guys. So straighten these out again. Just kind of get these out of the way. Rotating these around. Bringing these. And you can see the transformation is actually very simple on these. I mean, it's really not all that difficult, to be totally honest. I mean, it is a still G1 transformer, so it's not going to be that difficult. Then you could probably rotate these back. I guess it really depends on what you want for the positioning of his back section. And then fold these up, get those nice and straight, and then take these, fold these out like so. Then you're going to want to take these guns, plug those right there on the tips, just like so. And here you have his jet mode. Again, it's a better looking jet mode than you would imagine, but it's really not all that spectacular. But once again, incorporating all the various modes into one is still very impressive. I like how he actually kind of has a cockpit right here. I mean, really very cool. He does have the wheels on the chrome parts of his wings, so he still has a little of a rolling ability. I guess you could call it landing gear, and then he does have wheels up here as well. So he can roll, I suppose, and have landing gear in this mode. But jet mode, this is what you're looking at. Now, keeping it in this mode just because it's kind of easy to do, I suppose. He has a gun mode. So you do it like this, fold these bits in, bring these down just like so, separate these bits. Right here, it's kind of stiff on mine. There we go. Separate those. Gonna flip these out thusly, and you just rotate these around. It's kind of tough to get these to rotate. Come on, come on. There we go. Just pull these out. Rotate that all the way around. Then you want to come in here, bring these bits out. Do that there as well. Then you can close these, I would imagine, if you really want to. You can take these, you can put these on that side, you can put this on that side, come down here. He's actually got a little trigger, which is tough for me to get out. There you go. And here you have him in his gun form. Again, it's a Cybertronian gun, but at least it gives you a trigger that's spring-loaded. Really, again, very kind of goofy and awkward looking though. Very big, but there's this gun mode, so you can do with that as you please. The next, I guess, I'll show you is his hover tank mode. I guess I could have left those there, but just bring this down and around, down and around like so. Bring these sections down, bring them back, down and back, tuck that in, and then these are going to, well, separate that, and then these bits here come around like so, and here you have his cannon. I guess you can close these up and kind of keep it like that. Then you're gonna want to take these, and again, you can add these on the sides here, and you have a kind of floating tank sort of thing. Again, it's a mode. It's cool. I dig it. I appreciate it, but you're not looking at anything super spectacular with this, to be totally honest. That's 4 of his modes. His 5th mode is going to be his animal mode, or panther, whatever you want to call it. So you just take this, fold this out, and there's his head. Bring these down. You're going to want to tuck these cannons back into his legs. Then bring this all the way down. This is, again, kind of stiff. It is an older toy, remember, but in still very good condition, as you can see. So we're gonna bring this all the way down, rotate those around like so. You got his little feet. Bring his feet out. Now, you can separate these legs. It's kind of a pain in the butt. Let me see if I can get down here and then really kind of wedge your finger in there. There we go. And you kind of separate them. But there we go. Separates just like so. And now you have his legs spread apart, and then you just bring these back in. Just like that. You got his little feet out here. Bring these up, angle them back. And you can kind of angle them really however you want. Then bring this around, rotate that, down, rotate. And here you have his Panther mode or whatever, kind of like Voltron. His Voltron mode, that's what we'll call it. It just kind of depends on how you want to really position those. And then you can see little paws here, which is kind of funny. Now his mouth does open. It's kind of silly, but you got that section right in there. And actually you're supposed to fold this out for his tank mode, which is something I forgot to do, but you got the idea. But and then I guess you can rotate these around, I think. But there's his little Panther mode, or whatever you want to call it. And then for the sixth and final mode, it's his robot mode. So all you do, straighten out these legs, just like so. Kind of angle that. Then I guess, well, I'm going to leave these down regardless if they're supposed to be just animal feet. Up to the top, take these, collapse those in, bring them down, collapse those in just like so. Kind of open these little flaps up. Take the head for the Panther or whatever, fold that back down around, and you bring these up and position them really however you want. I see a whole bunch of people do it differently. I personally like doing it where they're out to the side like so. I just think it looks a little bit better. Then you reach in here, flip this section down, rotate his head out, and boom, there you have Sixshot in his robot mode. And again, all sorts of G1 goodness with this in terms of basically being just a robotic brick. Now, you can rotate his arms, but everything gets in the way, so you kind of angle those back, I suppose, and I'm just gonna angle them up like so for right now. Now, you rotate his arms and his wing things get in the way. So some people will leave him like that, but it looks ugly. So just kind of leave him out like so. But you're not going to get much forward motion with them with those wing things there. So that's kind of lame. That's his articulation. That's about it. I guess you could kind of say he rotates at the elbow, just as part of the transformation to various modes. His knees will bend, but again, they're locked here. Not as bad, I would say, as Power Master Prime, but you see there's only one kind of bar between there, so it's not too bad. It looks more aesthetically pleasing, like he's got two legs, but that's really all you're going to get for his articulation. Then in addition to all that, you got his handguns that he can just hold in his hands. This guy, I mean, honestly, like I said, I got this guy, I want to say he was like $80 or $90. I mean, it was an absolute steal for this. And you can see how good of condition he's in. I mean, this really is about as mint as you can get for a G1 figure. An original G1 figure. Everything on this is just spot on perfect. I mean, his stickers are in wonderful condition. There's no yellowing on the figure at all. Joints are nice and tight. You could hear the ratchet on them. I mean, everything on this guy is just superb. I love him. He's such a great figure. And like I said, because I got him at BotCon 2011, I'm just even more enamored by him because he holds a very special place for me as being the only other thing that I really bought there. This guy is an absolute wonderful piece to have in your collection. And the cool thing is, recently, there was a Japanese reissue of it that not a lot of stuff changed. They added some chrome bits, like they added his guns, but all of his, or like the handguns, but it was all chromed out in the reissue. And honestly, beyond that, I don't think there was much else different. But that reissue goes for about $185. Now, this is a big size figure. As you can see, he's pretty tall. For a size comparison, here's my minion. I just thought I'd bring him up because he's fun. And as you can see, he's obviously taller than a minion is.
Banana.
So he's a really good size figure, and even at $185, $190, whatever, I really think that the reissue is well worth picking up. I just got extremely lucky at BotCon and found this guy for less than $100. So if you guys are interested in picking up your own version of Sixshot, go ahead and click on the link down in the video description. You'll go to Big Bad Toy Store and you can pick this guy up for yourself. And honestly, I would absolutely recommend doing it, guys. If you're an old-time collector and if you don't have this guy, he is so much fun to have and just kind of transform to the different modes, despite how kind of ugly they really do look. Without a doubt, he is well worth having in your collection. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. So once again, thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus. Keep in touch with me. Find out recent purchases as well as all upcoming video reviews all at facebook.com/teambotimus, and follow me over on Twitter at twitter.com/optibotimus. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.
When the going gets rough, you've been put to the test.